This year, cinema's greatest director spent a fortune to film a 3,000-year-old poem. Why? Because this is the first great story humanity ever told about coming home, and perhaps the cruelest. The war was over, Troy had fallen. On the ashes stood a single man, the cleverest man alive. He wanted only one thing, to go home, to his wife, his son, his own island. He set out with 12 ships. He did not yet know it, but before he touched that island again, he would lose everyone at his side. His name is Odysseus, king of Ithaca. What made him a legend was not his strength, but his mind. He ended a 10-year war not with a sword, but with a trick, a wooden horse, soldiers hidden inside. His cunning brought an army to its knees. But cunning has a dark side, it makes you feel invincible. As he sailed away, he believed even the gods smiled on him. He was wrong. The sea does not love clever men. At the first stop, hunger drives them into a cave. But this is no shelter, it is a trap. Inside lives Polyphemus, a one-eyed giant, son of the sea god Poseidon. He begins to eat the men 2 by 2. There is no escape. No one can move the stone at the door. So Odysseus turns to his mind. He gives the giant a false name, Nobody. By night they drive a burning stake into that single eye. When the other giants ask who attacked him, he roars, Nobody, and no one comes to help. A monster undone by a play on words. They escape, they are saved. And here Odysseus makes his first fatal mistake. From the deck in triumph he shouts his real name, Odysseus blinded you. A cry of victory, but also a death sentence. The blind giant lifts his face to the sky and begs his father. And Poseidon listens. That day the sea becomes not a road, but a punishment. Odysseus beat the monster, but he made an enemy of a god, and the gods have long memories. A hope appears. The Lord of the Winds gives him a gift, a bag holding every contrary wind. For 9 days he does not sleep at the helm. On the 10th, Ithaca appears, home, almost close enough to touch. In that moment, exhaustion takes him. He falls asleep. His men, thinking the bag holds gold, open it. Every imprisoned storm bursts out at once, and home is flung back beyond the horizon before his very eyes. The cruelest distance is not what you cannot reach, but what you touch and lose. On the island they drift to, a sorceress turns his men into swine. He saves them again, but cunning is no longer enough. To ask the way home, he must descend into the land of the dead. There, out of the darkness, a blind prophet whispers his future. The prophecy is merciless. You will reach home, but late and alone, losing everyone beside you. Now Odysseus knows his fate. Still, he does not stop. For what defines a man is the step he takes after hearing his destiny. The next trial is not fought with a sword, but with desire. The Sirens sing with the sweetest voice of the sea. Every sailor who hears them throws himself upon the rocks. They promise you everything you know. Odysseus wants to hear, but to live as well. He has himself bound to the mast, his men's ears stopped. The song drives him mad. He pulls at the ropes, begging. But his chains save him from his own weakness. Sometimes freedom is knowing how to bind yourself. A narrow strait, a choice between 2 deaths. On one side, a whirlpool that swallows everything. On the other, a 6-headed monster. It takes exactly 6 lives from every passing ship. Odysseus hides the truth from his men. He knows if he warns them of the monster, they will freeze in fear, and not 6, but all will die. So he sacrifices 6 men in silence to save the rest. A leader's heaviest burden is not the order he gives, but the moment he stays silent. The last island, the last test. The sun god's sacred cattle graze there. One rule, do not touch them. But hunger is man's oldest enemy. While Odysseus sleeps, his men take from the herd. The reckoning comes fast. As they sail out, the sky splits and a single bolt of lightning shatters the ship. And there, in the middle of those waves, the last crew of the 12 ships drowns too. 1 man remains, clinging to a plank, no longer a king, just a survivor. The waves cast him onto a goddess's island. Calypso offers him the greatest gift the world can give: immortality, eternal youth, an endless paradise, on one condition, that he stay. He stays 7 years. But every day he goes down to the shore and looks across the sea, toward the barren island he cannot see. He could become a god, yet he chooses to stay mortal, because a life with an end, a hand he will grow old and die beside, he will not trade for eternity. And here, years later, the cunning king finally understands what he truly needs. 20 years later, at last, Ithaca. But he returns not as a king, but as a beggar in disguise. No one knows him. 100 arrogant men have overrun his palace, waiting to marry his wife and take his throne. They set a test. Whoever can string the king's bow and shoot an arrow through 12 rings will win the queen. None can do it. Then the ragged beggar steps forward. He takes up the bow, and the hall falls silent, because only one man could ever draw it. The arrow flies. He clears his palace of the suitors. To his wife, he proves who he is with a secret no one else knows, the bed he carved with his own hands from a living olive tree. 20 years of faithfulness meet in a single glance. He came home. He won. But look at those empty chairs. He set out with 12 ships. He returned on a single plank. Every monster he beat, every storm he crossed had cost a life. The Odyssey is not a song of victory. It is a song of grief. It tells us that coming home means facing all you left behind. And 3,000 years on, we still tell this story because all of us somehow are trying to get home. Don't forget to subscribe and like.